In today's episode of Spirit of Innovation, Arts Across America, we discover how the Western Riverside County of Governments uses data to predict the future of their region.
What we strive to do is to make them aware of things that are happening now so they can make informed decisions.
Tune into our Need to Know as we discuss the upcoming election season. On the Community Roundtable, we meet two Southwest Riverside County City Council candidates, Eric Faulkner and Bridget Moore.
I'd like to hear from both of you as to what made you decide to run.
Do you believe in ghosts? In our Spotlight segment, we get into the season and explore the haunts hidden within the walls of these old buildings. Join Spirit of Innovation co-host, executive producer Diane Strand and director Scott Strand. Scott and Diane are the co-founders of the nonprofit JDS Creative Academy, co-owners of award-winning JDS Video and Media Productions Incorporated, JDS Actors Studio, and the co-authors of the best-selling book, Show Business, Breaking into the Industry as an Actor. Stay with us as the Spirit of Innovation Arts Across America team bring you impactful and innovative community news and information with the good to know and need to know that you expect. Spirit of Innovation Arts Across America starts now.
Welcome to Spirit of Innovation Arts Across America. Fall has officially begun and we are starting to get excited about the upcoming holidays. And there's also an election to look forward to.
Riverside County is one of the fastest growing regions in California. With that comes growing pains that city governments are working hard to address. The Western Riverside Council of Governments study of population trends gives us a peek at the future, allowing effective plans to be made and implemented in the present. Take a look.
Founded in 1991, the Western Riverside County of Governments serves 18 cities, the county, 2 water districts, and the superintendent of schools by calling attention to issues that affect the region.
What we strive to do is to A, make them aware of things that are happening now, make them aware of things that are happening in the future, give them the information so they can make informed decisions, and provide them with whatever support they can do. Many of our cities have access to their own city data, but they don't know necessarily what's going on with their neighbors. They don't know what's happening at a regional or statewide level. Where WRCOG adds value is we're able to compile all the data, bring it together, and have a coherent regional picture so they can then make informed decisions.
One piece of data that WRCOG looks at is population trends.
Population drives everything we do. The growth in population drives who drives on the road, who buys things in the stores, who pays taxes, who use water, how many kids are in schools. Every part of our lives, everything that local government does is driven by population. Birth rates in Riverside County have been going down consistently for the last 15 years, which is mirroring a trend which is occurring both within the state, the nation, and internationally. What is happening then is as people are having fewer children, there aren't as many children enrolling in elementary, middle, and high schools in some parts of the county. The issue with declining birth rates and school population is what's causing inequities, where one school district may have declining enrollment and one school district may have more enrollment. And it's challenging for that one school district which may have to build new schools and another school district which may have an excess space of schools.
Declining birth rates also affect housing availability in the region.
When you have birth rates that go down, is you have what's called aging in place, which means a family buys a house, and rather than trade up or trade down that house as their lifestyle changes, they simply live in that house for 40 years. The problem is that home then does not become available for a new family that wants to purchase a home. So those homes never end up on the market. So it reduces the supply of homes available for people to move into, and it really constrains the market. And in the end, it causes home prices to go up.
While housing prices are going up, they're still more affordable than other areas of the state, which is what's causing the region to grow.
A significant number of our new residents come from inside of California. We'll continue to see people moving in, particularly from the areas like LA, Orange, and San Diego County. And we'll continue to see families choosing to move in here to areas where they can find affordable housing that they can afford and places that have good schools.
With this data, WRCOG provides local governments with a canvas of information to make well-informed decisions about how they want Riverside County to look in the near future.
It's really up to the decisions that our local governments make. As long as Riverside's perceived to be a safe and clean area that people want to live in, people from outside of the state and within the state will continue to move here. And so I would just encourage our policymakers to continue doing many of the things they're already doing now. Invest in the police, invest in their parks, invest in their community services, invest in the residents, making sure that to the extent they can, we continue to build housing that's affordable to the people who live here and want to live here. And if we do that, I see very good things happening to this region.
Data analysis is just one of the many things that WRCOG does. They also work with Riverside County cities to provide free support to businesses and food recovery organizations through their Regional Food Rescue Program. We have information about this and all of the other amazing things they do on our website.
The election is 10 days away, and ballots were mailed to voters earlier this month. You have until November 5th to mail yours back in or bring it to an official drop-off location. If you prefer to vote in person, you can head to the polls on Election Day, November 5th between 7 a.m. and 8 p.m.
When it comes to deciding who to vote for, many people look at which political party candidate is aligned with them. However, one race where candidates do not identify as Republican or Democrat is the race for Riverside County Superior Court Judge.
There are other ways to evaluate the candidates. The informational news site followourcourts.com suggests going to the candidates' websites to learn who is endorsing them and funding their campaigns. You can also research each candidate's definition of justice, how well they understand the issues facing the courts, where they spend their volunteer time, and their problem-solving creativity.
For this, election voters will need to choose between two Superior Court judge candidates. We have posted the links to their websites on spiritofinnovation.org for you to review.
Voters everywhere will have to make many other important decisions. This is a national election, and every city, state, and county will have different issues on their ballots. In our own backyard, various communities are facing crucial choices in the school board and city council elections. And all Californians have 10 statewide propositions to consider. Here's an overview.
For the past year and a half, controversy swirled around the Temecula Valley Unified School Board, resulting in the recall of Board President Joseph Komrosky. Komrosky, along with two other conservative board members, polarized the community with actions that included banning critical race theory and approving a forced outing policy, which required parents to be told if their child identifies as transgender. Last June, the Riverside County Registrar of Voters determined that Komrosky could run again in the upcoming November election. His opponent, David Sola, is endorsed by the Temecula Valley Educators Association. The Educators Association also backs school board trustee candidate Gary Odie and incumbents Allison Webster Barclay and Stephen Schwartz. Residents in nearby Murrieta also have important choices to make with 3 open school board trustee positions. The Murrieta Education Association endorses candidates Yvonne Munoz and Dion Mario Hairston, and the re-election of incumbent Linda Lund. Over in Lake Elsinore, the school board incumbent Jeanette Vanderpool is defending her position against a conservative candidate advocating for anti-woke policies. Voters in Lake Elsinore will also need to decide between City Council District 2 incumbent and former Mayor Steve Manos and challenger Marvin Andrade, a small business owner. The statewide ballot measures this November cover a variety of issues. 2 of the propositions are asking voters to approve the borrowing of money through bonds. Prop 2 provides $10 billion to schools and community colleges for facility renovation and construction, and Prop 4 authorizes the borrowing of $10 billion to fund various climate programs in California. Most city and county bonds also require voter approval and need the support of at least 2/3 of those voting to pass. Prop 5 lowers the voting threshold to 55% for approving local housing and infrastructure bonds, making it easier for local governments to borrow money. Housing is also the focus of Prop 33. This measure removes current rent control barriers, allowing cities to control rents on any type of housing. Proposition 6 is a proposed amendment to the California Constitution that protects prison inmates from prohibiting the state from enforcing involuntary work assignments and disciplining those who opt out of work. If Prop 36 passes, it would reclassify some misdemeanor theft and drug crimes as felonies. In certain cases, those convicted of treatment-mandated felonies can complete drug treatment programs instead of going to prison. Those are just 6 of 10 propositions on the ballot, but they're all worth your time to study and evaluate before heading to the polls this November.
We've made it easy to deep dive into each of the 10 propositions. Head over to our website where we provided all the necessary links.
Staying on the topic of elections, for our roundtable discussion, we brought in 2 local city council candidates from Southwest Riverside County to talk about what they hope to bring to their respective cities. Eric Faulkner, a retired Navy Master Chief who currently serves on Temecula's Race, Equity, Diversity, and Inclusion Commission, and is running for Temecula City Council in District 2. And Bridget Moore, the current mayor of Wildomar and nonprofit founder of the Wildomar Beautification Volunteers, who is running for a city council re-election in Wildomar District 4. Take a look.
Welcome back to the Community Roundtable. We're really excited for the guests that we have today because we're talking about elections. So I'd like to hear from both of you as to what made you decide to run. Bridget?
So for the past 16 years, I have been serving the community of Wildomar, and throughout that growth, I felt like we have not lost our community sense of connections, and I'm hoping we won't because we know growth is happening, and I want to be part of that for the next 4 years. So I did decide, it took a while if I was going back and forth if I'd run or not, but I did decide to run again for 4 more years.
Great. Eric?
Well, thank you for the question. I served in the military 27 years in the United States Navy, was a command enlisted, senior enlisted for commands. I used that as an opportunity to come into the community as I retired and be a commissioner with the city. And out of being a commissioner, I got empowered and engaged to actually run for city council. So I wanted to take that servant leadership that I learned in the military and bring it into the city, serving on city council.
That's great.
Well, what would you say your overall vision for the city is?
I would say my overall vision for the city is to, again, make sure it continues to be a safe place and a safe haven for everyone. My vision is to ensure that every voice is heard and everyone has a leader that they can come to and connect with. And that's what I want to bring to city council and actually bring our city back together and be a leader for all of our residents.
Nice.
Great vision. Bridget?
Yes, similar to Eric. So yes, want to connect our community. We need to provide more of our open spaces and recreational opportunities to bring our community together where they can make those relationships and those connections. So just where everyone can feel valued and heard and bring them together.
So what would you say are some of the key issues that affect your city? We're talking, we have Wildomar, we have Temecula, so I'm sure they're different types of cities. So what would be Wildomar's key issues?
So one of our key issues, as I mentioned, was recreational opportunities. So right now, some of our residents do go to Temecula for options, but we want to provide that here in Wildomar so they can stay local and have those opportunities connect also. But also we have homelessness like everyone else. We do have individuals that are experiencing homelessness. And then also our roads. So we have a lot of roads in Wildomar. We need to maintain them, and also our capital improvement projects, which will help with that.
Great. Eric?
Well, thank you for that. I think 3 great things that we could do better in our city, and I know our city's doing a great job to try to work it, is our traffic continues to be a problem. As we continue to build other cities, they all come through Temecula. So it doesn't make our traffic better, we continue to have those issues. So how do we work on those issues? Housing is a major issue across all our cities across the nation. How do we work to actually come up with a solution nationally, statewide, and down to the city level to ensure that we address the housing issue? And then businesses and entrepreneurship. We need to ensure that we create opportunities for business to opening up storefronts here, and also use the wide web to actually open up businesses so they can be actually functional and actually push forward and increase job opportunities here, which will help with the housing issue. So those are my 3 priorities I think that we should be rolling with for our cities.
Great. I love the business one. I'm definitely all pro business.
Why do you believe that you're the best candidate for this position?
You know what? No one's perfect. But many people have the power and engagement to actually run for city council because they see themselves being able to do better for our city. I think I'm good because, again, my ability to have served in the military, I've led people from all walks of life. It didn't matter who they were, where they come from, and what their ideas were. I was able to connect with them, lead them, and meet them where they are. So as I move forward, I want to meet people where they are. I want to, because I understand we're all different. We all have all different thought processes, but it's nothing like like having a leader that'll listen and hear that out and see how they can implement that on city council. So that's why I think I'm a good leader and a good person to actually run for this seat.
Nice.
Yeah, so I consider myself a community connector. I'm already involved in every facet of our community, our youth, our working parents, our senior citizens, our businesses, nonprofit organizations, everything around. I'm connected into there and I can bring it together. So I really feel like I am a community connector. I am out there all the time. We created this year Wildomar Engaging Business. It's a focus group for Wildomar. Mayor Pro Tem coffees. We have it day, night, weekends so that we can meet our residents where they're at. So I really feel like I'm already involved in all the aspects of the city and bringing us together.
Well, I wish that I could give you both my vote, but you're not in my districts. But please know that Spirit of Innovation Arts Across America has your back, and we are excited to see you both win. And with that, we'll see you next month on the Community Roundtable. That was such a great discussion.
It really was.
Thank you, Eric and Bridget, for joining us. What you saw were the edited highlights. You can catch the full conversation on our website.
Next up is our Food Corner, written by SOI team member Aaron Porras. In the spirit of Thanksgiving, this segment highlights a local food pantry and the hope that they're bringing to the community. Here's more.
Today for this Food Corner, we spotlight the Community Outreach Program of Murrieta for their community food pantry and secondhand treasures thrift store, organized under the direction of Elizabeth Cardoza.
Our outreach ministry was started by St. Martha's Catholic Church to help our local residents and parishioners that were in need of assistance through food and services. Right now we are currently serving over 2,500 people a month. We partner with Feeding America and we work with the local grocery stores here in Murrieta to save any food from going into the trash bins. So whatever we can reuse, recycle, we keep. Our main goal is to get it out to our community to provide fresh food to as many people as we can. Our secondhand treasures is our lifeline for our food pantry. It's our primary source of funding that comes in from all of the donations and all of the money that is made at our thrift store. That's what helps fund our food pantry. We fundraise through the local community where we mostly work with different organizations and groups and clubs. They will do donation food drives and we'll collect in the community and then bring that back to our food pantry.
As the community helps feed those in need, they find many other ways to help.
We are also here to support in any way for clothing and household goods. We are able to get our community in contact with other resources throughout the community. We had a diaper drive in September that was very successful. We were able to collect a good amount of diapers that is going to get us through the majority of our following year. We were able to provide this to moms that are in need right now, not just food. We are able now to provide diapers and wipes to our families as well.
While they help support the community, they're starting preparations to feed those in need for Thanksgiving.
The week before the holidays, we will give out a Thanksgiving food box. And Pachanga has graciously donated over 400 turkeys to us that we will be giving out with our Thanksgiving boxes this year. In December, we'll be hosting an angel program. We put out a Christmas tree. All of our volunteers will put gift cards, and those gift cards we're able to provide to our families that have children and our seniors in the community also.
The Community Outreach Program is a generous organization for helping those in need and makes their cities better places for all.
Great job as always, Aaron. And we always love to shine a light on those in the community that are doing good.
Now we turn it over to our SOI Good to Know team that features a few new faces. Take it away, guys.
Welcome to Spirit of Innovations Good to Know. I'm your host, Blaze. Here are some local community happenings. Take it away, Brian.
On November 11th, come and enjoy the city's 19th annual Veterans Day Parade in Murrieta. The free event starts at 10 a.m. at Ivy and Washington Streets, then turns at B Street and ends at Town Square Park. The 2024 Festival of Lights returns to the city of Riverside for the holiday season. Enjoy entertainment, food vendors, and brightly lit decorations. The switch-on ceremony and fireworks display start at 5 p.m. on November 23rd.
Pack up your lawn chairs and bring some warm blankets for a special night under the stars. The city of Temecula will honor service members with their annual Patriotic Salute to Veterans concert on November 11th at the Civic Center. The free event features a live performance by the Temecula Valley Symphony. Also in Temecula, don't miss the 11th annual Turkey Trot 5K and food drive on Thanksgiving morning. This family-friendly event will also feature a costume contest. So before you dig into your Thanksgiving meal, come out to Harveston Community Park for a morning full of fun.
Thank you, Brian and Andrew. Speaking of Thanksgiving, did you know that turkeys became the meal centerpiece in the mid-1800s because turkeys were plentiful and inexpensive? That's a wrap for our local Good to Know information. Back to you, Diane Scott.
Blaze, Brian, and Andrew all worked very hard on the Good to Know segment. This was Blaze's and Andrew's first time on the main show, and they did an amazing job.
Feeling ghoulish? We wanted to make sure we include something spooky to get everyone in the Halloween spirit. This month, we spotlight Old Town Temecula ghost tours to see what spine-tingling experiences they have in store. Take a look.
If you're looking for a blend of historical facts and frightful ghostly tales, you'll want to meet up with Dale Garcia and travel back in time with his Old Town Temecula walking tour.
I'm actually an amateur historian, so during my tours in Old Town, I actually had what somebody would call a paranormal experience.
It's no surprise that spirits might be restless. During the Old West era, it was every man for themselves.
This was a rough and tumble town, so we have our share of gunfights, and of course they leave their spirits behind when that happens. And let's just say that there's more to Old Town and Vail Headquarters than what people can imagine.
Many of the structures at Vail Ranch Headquarters were built in the 1800s. It's home to the oldest building in Temecula, making this 4-acre historical property the perfect place for a ghost tour.
The Vail Ranch Ghost Tour is actually based on my experiences on the property from 2009, from 2010. I'm not saying every building has activity, but there's a lot of buildings that there seems to be unusual things occurring there that people aren't aware of. So some of the places that I recorded activity at are the Wolf Store. The next building is the Cook House. And when I say recorded activity, is we actually have audio recordings from when we did our investigations in 2009 and 2010. So this is really known as the Foreman's House. This is one of the buildings that we also got activity in. Now there's some stories here about the lady in white. She's an apparition that people that lived in the house saw. Also, we had an experience in here where it wasn't a recording so much as we actually heard something when we asked some questions.
A big part of the tour is the use of ghost hunting gear to help detect the unknown.
Are you a little boy?
While people like the spooky tales, it's Dale's passion for history and love for Temecula that brings visitors to walk these trails alongside him all year round.
We're definitely in the Halloween spirit here at JDS Creative Academy.
Woo!
It's almost that time for our annual Haunted Studio fundraiser. Don't miss the bone-chilling fun this weekend, October 25th and 26th. Here's a preview.
Come to JDS Creative Academy's Haunted Studio, where creativity meets the eerie. Come face to face with famous frightening tales. Step into the haunted library, where every section brings your favorite spooky book to life. But beware, the stories find you in the maze of your nightmares. Each twist, each turn, crafted with precision. Every chill and every thrill meticulously designed to keep you on your toes. Recover from your journey at the bake sale, where all proceeds support the arts. Join the scary fun at JDS Creative Academy Haunted Studio on October 25th and 26th from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. Dare to enter.
We're very excited about our Haunted Studio fundraiser and hope to see many of you here. All the proceeds raised at this event provide scholarships for our mainstream and special needs populations, aligning with our mission to make arts accessible to all.
Haunted Studio isn't the only place where you can donate to JDS Creative Academy. We're currently running 2 GoFundMe campaigns. One directly supports our art class scholarships, and the other campaign supports our Breaking the Employment Barrier program, which helps those with developmental disabilities find employment in our community. Links to both campaigns can be found on the Spirit of Innovation website and the jdscreativeacademy.org website.
October is also Breast Cancer Awareness Month, which makes it a perfect time for a collaboration with Temecula's Michelle's Place Cancer Resource Center. Our goal is to raise at least $1,000 between both nonprofits. The money raised for Michelle's Place will help replenish their art supplies, ensuring that creative expression continues to thrive for their clients.
You can support Michelle's Place at their Walk of Hope held at the Promenade Temecula Mall this Sunday, October 27th. Looking ahead, Giving Tuesday is a global day of giving that's celebrated on the Tuesday following Thanksgiving. This year, it occurs on December 3rd, and we hope that you will keep both Michelle's Place and JDS Creative Academy in mind when you're giving.
That's it for this episode. Thank you for joining us. Make sure to follow us on social media and subscribe to our #JDSFamily newsletter from any of our websites so you don't miss when we drop the next episode of Spirit of Innovation. That way you are sure to be in the know with everything happening here at JDS Studio and Riverside County. Our Spirit of Innovation website has the current episodes, past episodes, and the individual segments.
Find Spirit of Innovation on Rivco TV, Menifee, Murrieta, and Temecula local stations. Plus, you can catch us on YouTube, Facebook, and streaming on 150 platforms through Binge Network, which includes Tubi TV and the Amazon Fire and Roku apps.
Our SOI training crew has just dropped their next episode of SOI Stories. You can also catch them co-hosting their podcast, SOI Talk. And don't forget, on radio station 102.5 The Vine, 7 days a week with the JDS Creative Academy Community Spotlight. Well, that's a wrap.
SOI out.